everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Monica and it is morning. I'm getting ready for work and I thought it would be kind of fun to get ready with you guys. I have really been loving this like 5 to 10 minute max makeup routine I've been doing. It's just something that I kind of fall back on whenever I'm like in a rush or I just don't feel like fussing with it, but I want to look a little bit more put together. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to show you what products I use and how I use them to kind of just cut down time and to get ready fast so I can look put together and like I tried harder than I did. I've of course got my coffee. It's just an espresso one and it is very needed this morning, but I'm really excited to get ready with you guys. I actually did my hair first today, and I'm normally one of those people that does makeup first and then hair because I've got to have my hair out of my face when I get ready, so I'm gonna have to like put a headband on because I will get makeup in my hair if I don't, and that can't happen. But it is kind of funny to see me like with my hair done and my face not done. So we're gonna push this back and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this cute little headband on. I got this at the Dollar Tree. Normally I would wear it differently than this, like if I was wearing it out, but today we're using it to, you know, just get my hair to my face. I already did my skincare, of course, so you're gonna want to prep with any kind of skincare that you use, and definitely an SPF because that's the most important thing, even if you're like me and you work from home inside all the time, all day. But anyway, let's just jump into it. So I am gonna curl my eyelashes because when it's morning, I just need them to be curled. Like, I feel like, first of all, this is weird, but the coldness of the eyelash curler on my lid helps kind of like wake me up in a weird way. But also, like, my eyes are the first things to get puffy, and they're always puffy in the morning, especially at this time, even if I've had enough sleep, which I didn't last night, but that's besides the point. So you're gonna see me using a lot of products that you probably haven't seen me use a ton. I probably mentioned them, but I don't know if I've used a ton of these on camera, so I thought also this would be a perfect opportunity to do that. So I'm not gonna do eyelash primer. If I want to intricately get ready, I will, but I'm not gonna use any primer today, spoiler alert. So no eyelash primer, no eyelid primer, no face primer. We're going to basically cut this down to the least amount of steps so I can get ready. So I'm going in first with the e.l.f. Lash Roll. I love this stuff. I mentioned it in my dupes video, my most recent one that went up, because it is so good and it really is a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash. Then what I'm gonna do is go in just with this About Face eye paint. This is in the shade Smell Before Rain. Let's pull you a little bit closer. So there we go, it's a little bit better. I love this stuff. This is in the shade Smell Before Rain. It is really just this very nudie neutral shade, kind of leaning like a light taupe. But honestly, what this is gonna be is my eyeshadow primer, quote unquote, and also my eyeshadow. I just go directly in, and I have really veiny eyelids, as you can see, and they really pop when I haven't had enough sleep or when I'm getting up early, which sometimes is both. But I just go in all over, and you can go in however you'd like to. If you want to like go in with your finger, you can. I do that sometimes. Right now I'm gonna use what has already been used a lot this week, but this is the Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. I know that sounds funny. I guess we are kind of concealing our eyelids, but I'm literally just kind of like pat, then like swiping at the same time. And this is kind of gonna help set it down and just make it look so much better. But see, like nice neutralized, pinky, veiny. So we're gonna do the same thing, of course, on the right eye. And the only base product I'm gonna go in with is the Catrice True Skin Concealer, and this is gonna do everything. I'm gonna use it as concealer, foundation. We are not putting any primer on today because, I mean, I'm working from home, it's cool in my house, so when I'm getting ready a little bit more intricately and I'm wanting to add a little bit more effort, I do use primers of all sort, but we're not doing that today because, like I said, this is very quick. But this is a concealer that many people love. However, last year I was in New York for the first time. It was February, and we were like getting up and having to like get ready really early because we had so much to do in a day and it takes forever to get any place in New York. And I got to the point where I didn't even want to fuss with foundation and like a blendiful or a brush. Like, I just wanted it all done in one. So I just started kind of trying this out as an everything. Like, foundation, concealer under my eyes, and I realized that this is actually great for that, and ironically I like it more than the Catrice foundations, other than the tinted serum that's out. I haven't tried that, but the other the foundations that Catrice have a tendency to break me out, and this one does not. I have loved this concealer for years. You've seen me talk about it for my concealer, but today we're gonna use it for foundation and concealer, and it's gonna be really fast and easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just taking it and I'm wiping the doe foot everywhere, and you might be like, that's really not sanitary. I have used this as a spot concealer forever, and I have never had any problem with bacteria or like breaking out because of it. I mean, you know, it's something you kind of have to try out for yourself and figure out. It's just like one of those things, like the About Face foundation has a doe foot, and I don't have any problem with that either. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just, I think a lot of it has to do more with the formula and less with the doe foot applicator of something. And by the way, I have this in the shade Cool Cashmere, just in case you were wondering. And we are also gonna go in just like we would if we were using a regular foundation. I'm gonna put concentrated parts on my inner corner because we need some help today with the dark circles. So what I have been loving going in with to blend this in is the e.l.f. sponge. It comes in a trio pack. I've been loving the whole trio pack, but I take this like a gigantic one and just go in directly and just kind of pat it in like it's a foundation. I feel like this just gets it in really fast. This concealer as a foundation, or as a concealer honestly, provides a nice medium coverage. I'm sure you could build it if you wanted to, but I find that I am totally fine with just the one layer that I put down. Then what I like to go in with to literally set my entire face, no baking or anything like that, is this Essence 16 Hour Cover and Last. I have been loving this. You can see I have hit pan. I first taken on this BK Beauty, what is this? The 108 brush. This is a concentrated like powder brush. I have also used this for highlight, but today we're gonna use it for powder, and I'm just gonna take it and literally just apply it kind of in a concentrated fashion under that eye first, because I do tend to need just a little bit more powder, you know, just because we all crease under the eye, even just the slightest. Then I like to go in on a huge powder brush. This is the BK Beauty 105 brush. It's huge. I've been using it this week, obviously. And I then take this all over just to set, kind of tamp down a little bit of that glow. Even though I do like the finish the Catrice True Skin gives, both as a foundation and a concealer, this just helps to like make it kind of a neutral, I don't know, like a nice base to put any powder products on top of. If you haven't tried this Essence powder foundation as both a powder foundation and a powder, honestly, it's great. I prefer it to set rather than just a standalone product, but that also has a lot to do with my preferences in general. Then the bronzer I go in with has been changing daily. I have been trying out these new NYX ones. I have it in 2 different shades, Buttercup and All Buttered Up, because I accidentally ordered both of these. It's just how it is. But then I also have really been liking the Revlon Skin Lights, and for like cream bronzers that are really quick to apply, I've been loving the Milani Cheek Kiss, and then the Catrice Melted Sun Cream Bronzer, which by the way is really, really similar to the Milani, and it has more product. Anyway, but today, since I have not used them on my channel, I'm going to be using one of the NYX Buttermelts. Which one do I want to use? Buttercup is a little bit lighter. It's this one right here. And then All Buttered Up, just a little bit darker. I do think, you can also, by the way, use these if you're not wanting to use like the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint. You could literally just throw this in the crease. I think I'm going to go in with Buttercup because it is a little bit lighter, and I'm just, you know, in the mood. I'm gonna use just whatever bronzer brush you have because this one is insanely expensive, and I don't think you need it. I do love it, but I don't think you need it. It smells so good, by the way, this Milani, this NYX bronzer. But I've just been loving just going in just enough. This is a beautiful formula, honestly. I just got it like I think the tail end of last week, and I've been obsessed with using these for my powder bronzer. I mean, honestly, all the bronzers I just mentioned are probably my go-to, since I just said that I interchange between the 5 of those, which is maybe a little bit excessive, but just how it is. Do you see how pretty that is? Just a little bit of dimension, not too much. It does have a rosy tone. It's kind of acting both like a bronzer and a blush. I do like to go in lightly on my forehead because I do like a little bit of dimension up there. That's all I'm doing on my face and cheeks. We're just about done, to be honest. I don't really go in with any highlight or anything or blush, especially if I'm using like the NYX Buttermelt, because that really is like a blush bronzer combo in my opinion. So I kind of am just gonna leave it like it is, and I'm not even gonna use an eyebrow pencil. We're using just an eyebrow gel. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Wow Brow in Taupe. I love this stuff. It's got such a nice little bitty spoolie, and it just distributes the perfect amount of product. I love this stuff so much. I use this like to set other brow products that I use, like a brow pencil, which sometimes I use. If I'm feeling like my eyebrows are not behaving, I will pull my CoverGirl out, but generally speaking, I just like to stick with the gel because it's so much easier. Then, I don't always do this, but most of the time I do, I like to go in with the Lash Discovery from Maybelline on my lower lashes. It's got the teeniest, tiniest little spoolie, and I just like to add just a little bit of darkness on my lower lash lines to define them, since I do have such blonde eyelashes. Then, I am feeling a little tired today, and most days, so I go in with this nude eyeliner from Sephora. This is their colorful eyeliner in the shade Coconut, and I just go on that lower waterline. I'm sure I made really attractive faces during this video. Then the last thing we're gonna go in with is lip stuff. I do tend to try to apply lip stuff just because I feel like I don't have much lip. So anyway, I go in with the Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner in Innocent, and I love this lip liner. This is a brand new one. Look at that. Look at that. I get it at Walgreens. Most of the time you can find it in a store. You just have to look harder, I guess. And I do go in and fill in my entire lip with it. Then, because I do tend to have drier lips, especially during like winter, spring, fall, maybe even summer sometimes, I do like to go in with a lip balm. This is the Auric or Auric. It's Samantha Ravndal's brand. I really like it. This is in the shade Bare, and it's just the perfect, you know, it's kind of got a little bit of a tint, but really it's just great. You know, you can use it with your makeup. You can use it without, like as like a skincare thing. I just take it on a brush. You can go in with your fingers or whatever. This just allows me to be slightly more precise, but I just literally take it right on top of that lip liner just to add a little bit of a balm. Honestly, you can go in with whatever lip balm you want to, or lip oil. It doesn't really matter. This just happens to be my current favorite, but it's not like a requirement to go get it. I think that's the most expensive thing in this tutorial I use, so that's actually pretty cool. So this is the final look. It's very simple, but I feel much more put together. I feel like I just look youthful, awake, and that's the key. Obviously, this took me a little bit longer today because I was stopping and kind of explaining why, but typically, like max, this takes me 10, but most days it takes me like 5 to 7. So super simple, really easy. You're cutting out a lot of steps that, you know, maybe you wouldn't normally if you're trying to be a little bit more detailed in your makeup or make it last as long as possible. I love my primers. I love my eyelash primers, my eyelid primers, my face primers, but cutting those out really does save some time. And also using this concealer specifically, and maybe any other concealer you love that happens to work really well as a foundation, really helps cut down time as well. A lot of days when I wasn't working, I didn't feel the need to put on makeup unless I was filming, but now I wear makeup more, and it's just so much easier to cut down all the extra steps and just take it back to the basics. So I hope this video was helpful to you, or at least you found it interesting. I know tutorial style videos aren't the thing anymore, but I really like them, and I just kind of wanted to, one, get ready with you today, and also two, show you how I get ready every day for the most part. Some days I pull in foundations, some days I don't. It really varies every day, but if I'm going for just the bare bones stuff, this is what I follow. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and also subscribe if you have not already. Make sure to go check out the rest of my channel if you haven't yet, and see if you like what I put out there. I do lifestyle, I do beauty stuff. This happens to be a tutorial. I don't do a ton of tutorials. If you happen to like tutorials, let me know. But if you do happen to also like what I just put out there in general, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'd love to have you become a part of the family long term. But anyway, I gotta go to work, so I will let you guys go. I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!